everybody. Welcome to the Simply Together show. Thank you for being here. There's myself today hosting with Justa. Introduce yourself, Justa.
Justa, misdemeanor. Thanks, Cecile, my lovely co-host.
So we've got jam-packed show today, as usual. I'm going to be talking to Amina Timothy Clark, and then Justa is then going to speak to Mr. Hugley. Along with Joy, and so we'll talk to them in a minute. So I'm going to talk to Amina first.
Okay, guys.
So how you doing, Amina?
Very well, thank you.
Good. So you've come on today to tell us about your work that you're doing or hoping to really get into in the Gambia. So you've got a project that is called Education Support for Gambia.
Yes, that's right. It's a charity, although we're not registered yet because you have to get to a certain position, but you can still, act as a charity. We are registered with the HMRC, and so how that came about is someone was telling me that they'd visited some schools and they noticed that there weren't any school books that represented the children themselves. There was no black books, and so I thought, okay. So I kind of did a little bit of research, and I noticed that there was an article which was saying in the UK that there weren't enough black books in school to represent, well, not just black books, but any representing any other communities within the UK, and they needed more authors as well. So then my husband and I had the opportunity of visiting Gambia a few times, and we visited just a couple of schools, a nursery school and then a secondary school, and we went to the library of the secondary school, and there was lots of books there, nothing representing themselves. So, and we spoke to the staff and the head teacher, and they said, yes, this is reflected across Gambia. So we thought, okay, we can help. So at first, it's, as I say, the charity is a year old, but we haven't done a lot yet, and we want to now get it off the ground and going. So at first, we were asking people to get books from Amazon. I'd send an Amazon wish list out, and then it will come here. We'd put it in a container and send it. We haven't had enough to send yet, but what we're going to do, we're just going to send what we have. But when we went to Gambia, we made links with a couple of bookshops there because they need support as well. It kind of is a chain, they need support as well. So we thought, okay, we could still send the wish list out, and then people can just contact the shop, whether it's online or if they want to phone them and on WhatsApps, and then they can order the book. And as when it gets to a certain amount, they can take it to whichever school we're dealing with at the time. And so we're just in talks with 2 bookshops. We're just setting that up. And hopefully within the next few weeks, that will be up and running. Because then it saves a lot on shipping and it'll get to the children quicker.
Yeah.
That's one of the ideas. But while I was at one of the schools, and as we got talking to the head teacher, this was of the nursery and reception and nursery school and year 1, kind of mixed. They were saying that there were some children who parents couldn't afford to pay for their schooling, and so some of the other staff got money together and paid for them, but even they couldn't really afford it, but they know how important it is, obviously for the education of the children.
Yeah.
And when I was asking about it, and I found out roughly for the children, one child for the year, and that's including uniform, the books, the meals, it was about £140 for the whole year.
£140?
Yes.
People spend more than £140 in Costa.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, they do, but they do. They spend more than that on their daily coffee on their way to work.
Mm.
Wow.
But the average wage in Gambia is roughly about £40 a month. So there are some that get more, but it would be difficult to pay for your child's education, you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and I just thought, and what's nice is that what it's really organised is that if anybody did want to sponsor a child, they wouldn't have to send the money to the parents, because one day we've got a bank account there, and my husband and I were sitting there, and I noticed over one counter it said school fees. So people just go straight to the bank and pay the school fees to the school directly. So that's something else that could be organised as well, so that you'd be paying the school directly and not, going to the parents. Because I know some people might feel a little bit funny about that, but at least you'll know it will go to that child's name.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
account. But all that information will be sorted out. Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
it's very exciting going there, seeing the children. The level of education is very good, but yet there is still this problem of being able to pay for it.
There's kind of two issues going on here. I mean, both of them I would say are quite close to our hearts anyway. But we have had, I think, over the last 6 months, 2, possibly 3, either authors or one of our really good colleagues, Angel, who runs a bookshop in Luton Market. We've had this debate about books that represent children within the UK, let alone in other countries.
Yeah.
And we're still debating that about here. So it's something that is quite important, isn't it? It's really important.
Absolutely important, yes, very much so. It was an article. I'm going to just bring it up on my screen.
I think we might have lost her.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a little internet glitch in the World Wide Web.
She's bringing something up on her screen.
Maybe she clicked the wrong button, so yeah. It's like me on my phone or internet.
Okay, so whilst we're waiting for her to come back, yes, so obviously they're looking for books, people to purchase books. You can go onto their Facebook page, Education Support for Gambia.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
What was you going to share?
Yeah, there was I just wanted to remind myself, it was from the Book Trust, and it was an article with 2020. I'm not going to open it again because obviously I cut myself off.
No.
And it was just explaining in the schools in the UK how not only are there not enough books that represent the different communities, but also not enough of the authors from those communities are being supported when they're doing their books, so it was
yeah, that's definitely what we have debated over the last, I don't know, few months, but obviously also, like you raised, there's the disparity with what people are earning in the Gambia and what they could actually afford to pay. So yes, over here, the amount of money that we're earning, which might still not be enough for some people to actually get by, for school for a year, £140. There's got to be some people in this community over here who could sponsor a child.
Yeah.
Cut down on your costas. No, but it is. I think it's for people to realise that actually over here we are really privileged. We really are privileged, and I don't think people take that into consideration anymore. So we've got Nike on, our lovely Nike. Hi, Nike. So she's put that obviously the money that they're earning over there is not the same. Our money that we're earning is not the same as what they're earning. She's also put she did secondary school in Nigeria, and it changed. And my O level was literature and English as opposed to English literature. However, I'm aware that in primary school, there was not enough of the books. I believe this is the remnants of colonisation.
It is the remnants of
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yes. I was actually watching something this morning about colonialism and the remnants of that in the West Indies. How does that change? How do we get that to change within the country? Because obviously we can do what we can do from here. What do they, is there going to be change there?
In Gambia or in the Caribbean, or both?
Gambia,
really?
Gambia or both?
Yeah. Well, it starts with, well, at the moment, there are a lot of diasporans going back to the different areas, different countries in Africa. And those in Gambia, they see it, but they have different skills. I come from a teaching background, so that's something that I love. Well, the children that I love.
Yeah.
The other things I don't so much.
No.
Yeah. So I think that it comes from, first of all, the education is needed within the parents. More awareness of what's in front of them, or a lack of what's not in front of them. But also with the diasporans that are going over, they are, through conversations with locals, it's becoming more aware, and they think, oh yeah, and so it's an awareness first, and then I think also passing on that information so it's consistent within our generation, so that it's something that's always flowing. So if my son or my nephews and nieces will get involved, and then their children, so it's something that will be on flowing, and a communication within that communities.
Yeah.
From one country to the other, whether it's Gambia, UK, America, Caribbean, and having that flow of information. What would really be nice, which is something I really, really want to do, is for some of the schools to have that the computer, the technology equipment, and just like this, to be able to link with schools in the Caribbean, and the children can ask each other questions, and just have a talk and be aware of what they have, what they don't have, being grateful for what they do have. And because sometimes the children think that their country is a poor country.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not a poor country. It's been made to rely on, and so it's an awareness, it's a conversation, it's communication and support from people that I think will start the change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some people are really quite apprehensive, scared to talk about something as simple as black books. They're scared to say, oh, black books,
Yeah.
And so, it's fine. It's just talk about it. What can we do? How can we change this? And support of charities
Exactly.
to go in and change,
So do you want to tell us quickly about the other work that you do before we move on to Susie?
Well, the other thing that I do, which kind of goes hand in hand with things, is I'm a passive income specialist, where I help other people to change their household income for the better. I kind of talk about this privately on a one-to-one basis with people, because obviously they don't want to, I don't put it on Facebook. I might contact them through Messenger, or they contact me through Messenger.
Yeah.
And then it starts from there, and I show them what this is. And the people that have already started with me, they phone me, they contact me, and they say, Amina, thank you so much. This is really changing our lives. And I did that with someone who you know told me about it, and I phoned her and I thanked her. I thanked her. So it's just, you know, if people want to know more about it, they can just go to Facebook and contact me through Messenger, and then I can introduce them to what I'm doing and how it can change. You know, they'll be able to see how it can change their lives. It's very apparent, and so yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so just kind of a recap then to everybody out there. If you want to change your household income, get in touch with Amina, but also primarily education support for Gambia. Please go and have a look at the Facebook page. See what you can do. See if you can donate books, go online, something like that, you know, or if there's anybody out there that really wants to part with £140 a year, which would be fantastic, then just go onto the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And yeah, just have a look at it.
Yeah, as I say, it's very new, so it'll be great for the support to be able to build it something much bigger. Thank you very much for today.
Right, so thank you, Amina. Don't disappear. Stay in the background, because we'll all come back then on the end. But thank you for sharing. That's really important. Really, really important. Thank you. So, Justa, back to you, my dear.
Yo. It was mad when you were saying that. I remembered we had a guest just last week. I feel like you two need to meet. I can't remember the guest's name. We have so many amazing guests, and she has a shop, and we was talking exactly about the same thing. It was last week, wasn't it? It's all a blur.
Last week or the week before, Angel.
Yeah. And we've had a few. Yeah, so there's definitely some collaborations to be made here.
But Dee will be able to give you Angel's details, because it might be something that the two of you could work together on. Because she's got a fabulous bookshop in, like I said, in Luton, in the market, and all about diversity and getting it out there, especially for children.
Lovely, thank you so much.
We'll get that link for you.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Let me bring on our next guest. Sorry, we've got in the background, we've got two amazing guests. I actually know them personally, so I'm honored that they're here, and they've got a special guest with them. So you're ready? I'm going to bring them on now. Hello.
Hi.
I said special guest. Look at that teddy bear. Hi, Joy. Hi, Susie.
Hi.
Can you introduce us to your little friend? Big friend.
This is Mr. Hugley.
And
we're struggling to get him in the picture. So
I know. Oh, he's talking to me. He's moving at me now. All right. Sorry, let me get these guys. You guys gonna go off screen, and I'm just gonna chat to you now. So it's weird. I haven't seen you in so long properly. So it's good to see you guys. And I hope you enjoyed that. I think as well, Susie, you do a lot of things with kids and that as well, don't you? So I hope you was listening to that and found some of that quite interesting too.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. Yeah.
And you guys have been raising a lot of money, doing a lot of things as well, that kind of similar. So I love you to share a bit of what you've been doing. I know, Joy, you've been amazing, and I can't believe all the things that you've done over COVID. So please share with us like what you've been doing, like this big man here, and yeah.
So every day in lockdown, what I would do is Hugley would go on the lawn and he would do a different activity every day. So he could be like washing the car, camping, painting, and like loads of different activities. And then the main aim was to make people smile, like in our neighbourhood. And then we started posting the pictures on Instagram and Facebook. And then we started raising money for the hospital, and we've raised over how much now?
6,180 at first, at the minute. But at first,
whoa, hold on, how much?
6,180 something. Yeah.
Okay, we need a fundraiser for Simply D's events. When's he free? That's amazing.
He's actually kind of retired at the minute, but he kind of does occasional things.
Literally, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's gone so many places, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's like worked at McDonald's. He's what else is
He's gone to like a Luton Town match
Yeah.
when like no one was allowed to go. He was like the only person in the stadium. So that was quite cool. And so Joy basically tried to tell a bit of a story of like lockdown. So, you know, some of it was just hobbies that he did or doing jigsaws or family quizzes and all the stuff in that first lockdown. The next big lockdown, we tried to get him working and show like how people had to change like their jobs and that. So he's like worked on click and collect. He's worked as a Tesco delivery driver, Amazon. He's done like loads of jobs, and we tried to sort of show the story of like life in lockdown. You know, not just all sitting around watching films and stuff. Obviously the other side of it, like the busyness, the change in jobs. And do you want to say how much you were going to raise at first?
So the original target was £1,000. But we smashed that, and now we've got over 6,000.
I mean, because I've seen him everywhere, and I know a lot of other people have too. Like he's famous. Like he's literally famous.
Like the Queen, Boris Johnson,
Captain.
Sorry, rewind for everybody. The Queen.
Sorry.
What?
Go, Joy.
So he's had letters from the Queen, also from Boris Johnson, Captain Tom Moore.
William and Kate.
The
MP. Yeah, like loads of people. Like Joy. So Joy actually wrote a book in lockdown, just like a little poem of his adventures with some photos from the first like lockdown.
Can we see the book? I haven't even advertised your stuff. Can we see the book or a poem? Do you want to read us a poem from it, Joy?
Yeah, I can go and grab it if I just pass.
Yeah, no stress. But like, it'd be lovely to hear something from it and advertise it. Like, bring it, put it on. Let's show everyone what amazing work you've been doing. £1,000 is a lot, and you've smashed it.
Yeah, she's done really well. So like all the royalties from the book like go to the hospital. She doesn't like make any money from it. It doesn't like make a lot of money because obviously it costs a lot to print, and you know Amazon like take their cut. So but yeah, every penny she just sends to the hospital. So like she's continually adding to the money she's raised. But I was a little bit when she said £1,000, I was like, oh, maybe you should like do 100. I didn't really have much faith.
That's what I mean. £1,000 is a lot of money, and
it is a lot. People would like donate, but so many people like fell in love with his adventures, and like people kind of watched him every day.
Yeah,
didn't they
came to visit him. And
I watched him every day. I used to click on. He used to make me smile. It's true. It does do what it says on the tin. Literally, he does it because he made me smile a lot. I remember seeing him over the beginning of lockdown, and definitely brought a smile to my face. And so creative.
Yeah, it got hard because at first she wrote like a list of ideas, and it was like one A4 page, but no one thought lockdown would go on like it did.
We were running out.
So it was so hard. We had to like come together as a family to make ideas up. So he had like a live drums gig. His Joy's brother plays drums, so he taught Mr. Hugley to play the drums. Like we had like him doing his own.
I mean, his life. He's living the best life. Letters from the Queen, playing the drums. Like, come on now. Only person at a Luton football match.
Yeah, he's a very talented bear. But yeah, he's got lots of followers, and a lot of people like really missed him. But the idea was it was during lockdown, and obviously, thankfully, we're out of lockdown. So he just does occasional things now because it's just too much, like doing it every day. Obviously, with work and school being back to normal. But he does a few things, like he was on the Santa sleigh, wasn't he?
Yeah. At Christmas, he was on the Santa sleigh and
with the Rotary Club.
With the Rotary Club.
Yeah, like helping them raise money for other charities. So yeah.
So he says you've actually technically raised more than £6,000. Like, can we just tell everyone that again? If you just joined us, this young lady here, Joy Stock, and her mum Susie, and Mr. I can never say his name properly. Can you say
Hugley?
That's it, Hugley. I don't know why I can never say it properly. In my head, I read it differently. Anyway, they have raised an amazing 6,000 and how much pounds?
180 something. Yeah. So,
I mean, over £6,000, like that's mind blowing. Like, you know, and that's just over lockdown, just from the point of spreading smiles and making people happier in a rubbish time. Like, that's actually like makes my heart happy.
Yeah, and that's the main point of it as well. Like, she only decided to raise money like a few days after starting because it was all over the news about Captain Tom. So she's like, oh, maybe I could raise some money. And then I was like, oh, what do you want to raise it for? And she said, oh, well, let's raise something for the local hospital rather than just the NHS, like make it more local. And then so she got in touch with them and they were like, yeah, like that'd be brilliant. And obviously.
Yeah, because Tom, he's around the corner. What, it was around the corner from me.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's now actually not just the Luton Hospital, it's the Bedfordshire, because they joined together. So yeah, but Joy's book that she wrote, it's on YouTube, her reading it. So
Are we gonna get a little sample, a little live sample? Like we've got
she's
like
gonna
2
grab
more
it.
minutes
She's
left.
gonna go and grab it now.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah, you hug Mr. Hugley. Hugley?
Okay, she's just
Hughley?
gonna grab it.
Hugley?
I think we know
Hughley?
it off by heart, but you know when you're like, oh no, we might get it wrong.
The pressure as well. Like sometimes it's like reading piano music, you just need to know it's there and then you got it.
Yeah. No, we have got copies, but they're like we've got like a box of like stuff from all his adventures. So like when he worked at McDonald's, he got like his own top, and when he worked at Tesco, he got his own top. So we have like a memory box of all his stuff. Oh, she's found it.
I bet it's a big box.
It's a massive box. Yeah.
So I just read like.
Okay,
this is amazing.
Do you want to just read a little bit? How long? She can just read a few pages.
No, it's all right. Do your thing, Joy. You got a couple of minutes. Like, just read us wherever you want to read us. Share with us because you've done amazing, and everyone needs to know about what you've been doing.
Okay, so it was the year 2020. March was the month when a nasty virus gave the world quite a punch. It was called Corona, and it spread so quick, causing many people to become so very sick. Suddenly things changed. This virus was cruel. It even made sure the children couldn't go to school. People were sad, money was tight, and families felt lost to this dreadful fight. Jobs were gone, parties were stopped, holidays, weddings, and sports were dropped. People stayed home and weren't allowed out, all this to stop the virus from spreading about. We only left the house to exercise or for the shop. Meeting others all came to a sudden stop. They said, stay at home you must, make your own fun. You may miss your friends, but this has to be done. One girl called Joy and her giant teddy bear wanted to show the world you still could care. With the main aim to bring hope and a smile, they set on their mission for quite a while. Each day her giant bear called Mr. Hugley, who got his name for being ever so cuddly, would creep outside onto the lawn and start his antics at the crack of dawn. At first he used the extra time at home to catch up on his jobs alone. He did ironing, gardening, and washed the cars. Then at night he'd camp and watch the stars. There.
That's just a little bit of it here.
Yeah.
You can watch the whole thing on YouTube though. There's a video of her reading it.
I will send, sorry, because I've not got your links in it. I will put the links, attach it to it, and advertise a bit more. Sorry, been a bit rubbish today, but that was amazing, Joy. And did you write it yourself?
Yeah,
we wrote it together, yeah.
I love that. You know, I'm a poet too. I'm all for that. It's amazing. Okay, I'm just going to bring Cecile back in. Where's Cecile?
That's absolutely fantastic. I mean, where can we get the book?
They're both on Amazon. So she did a second one with just photos of. So the first lockdown, he appeared for 100 days. So we have like 100 days of Mr. Hugley in lockdown. It's literally just the photos and like what he did each day, kind of as like a to look back on thing. We haven't got around to doing another one of the second lockdown because in total he appeared for 250 days.
Wow.
100, but with all the extra lockdowns that came along, yeah, we need to do another one. It is on our list, but they're both on Amazon. And if you just type in Mr. Hugley, they normally come up. Hugley lockdown, but it's Hugley, and the reason he's called that. Do you want to say?
When I was younger, I used to call
a cuddle
a huggle.
So it's like a mix of a hug and a cuddle. So Hugley is because he's cuddly, but he gives hugs. So that's a way to remember it.
Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to talk about in a minute, very, very quickly, is International Women's Day. So International Women's Day, we have an event in Marsh Farm Futures House on the 12th of March. And I want to know whether you would like to come along, read a little bit of your poetry, tell people what you've been doing. You know, it's a fabulous event. It's literally a fabulous event. And I just think for somebody, you know, for the women out there, they need to see that young women are putting things together and making a difference. So you don't have to say yes now, but we know the answer is going to be yes, but you don't have to say yes now. Check your diary.
Yeah.
And if you can, just let us know. We would love to have you, both of you, you know, there on the day.
Yeah,
okay?
We'll check definitely. That sounds good.
Okay, wonderful. So go on Amazon, everybody. Have a look for Mr. Hugley. Go and buy the books, because you need some more sales, don't you? You need some more sales. People need to know what you've been doing. We've got International Women's Day, 12th of March. So if you can come along to that, that would be great. Just for everybody out there, 12th of March, 12 till 5 at Futures House. I'm in Marsh Farm. There's going to be exhibitors. There's going to be inspirational women letting you know what they're doing out in the world as such, because it's not just local, it's out in the world. So we've got that. We've also got on the 9th of April, it's our book launch for both books. Look, both books. Life in a Lockdown, 2020 Behind Closed Doors. We've got Life Out of Lockdown, 2021 Beyond Closed Doors. I can't even say how excited I am. So we've got a book launch in Luton on the 9th of April. So come and join us, people. We need to let you, we need you coming in. Oh, who is hosting? Oh, so who's hosting International Women's Day? Might be me with my daughter Remy. We're going to do a bit of a mum and daughter thing going on there. So yeah, I'm really excited. As you can see, this is a permanent smile. So yeah, really, really excited for International Women's Day. Absolutely ecstatic about the book launch. But International Women's Day is just, I've been to 2 of the events. They've been going on longer than that. And it is just inspirational.
Can I just say something? Because anyone who purchases the book, you can even hear a little bit how I started out meeting these. Well, I didn't meet them then, but this is my first time of stepping out and talking about my life was on the International Women's Day last year. So I can recommend it 1,000,000%.
There you go. So if you can come and join us, that would be absolutely fabulous. So kind of just wrapping up, thanks to Amina. People need to go and have a look. Education support for Gambia.
Yeah.
Have a look. Go and look on Facebook. And then we have got Joy, Mr. Hugley and Susie. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. Anything else, Justar, before we close?
No, pass.
No.
No pressure. Thank you so much. I'm so amazed. I just feel like everyone needs some joy in their life. Literally.
There you go.
If you want to follow on Facebook or Instagram, we have we kind of keep them updated too. They're also, everything's called Mr. Hugley in Lockdown. Just easier that way.
Okay. I'll add that now quickly.
Have a look on Facebook and Insta, Mr. Hugley.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Oh, look, we have to find a little. Yeah, we have to find a little Life in a Lockdown T-shirt for and it's not going to be a.
Yeah, you need like a 2 or 3 XL though.
That's fine. That's
we
fine.
We got you. I think that's standard procedure. Like, he's been everywhere. He's got letters from the Queen. He's got to have a T-shirt from Life in a Lockdown crew.
He does. He does. Okay. Wonderful day today. Fantastic show. Thanks for the guest. Thanks for Justar being co-host. And see you all next week.
Big love, gang. Check them all out on Facebook. And see you next week, 12 o'clock Tuesday. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.